Actor, comedian, and writer Orlando Jones is known for his outstanding performances in film and television. He gained prominence as one of the original cast members of the sketch comedy series Mad TV, and he's appeared in hit movies like Evolution, which is one of my favorite, The Time Machine, and Drumline. So today we'll hear about his gruesomely thrilling new movie, Till Death Do Us Part. Let's welcome the captivating Orlando Jones. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited. Okay, so this new movie, I mean, it's taking place at the altar. The one thing everyone recites when getting married is till death do us part. And this movie is really testing that promise. Give us the details on the storyline of this new movie.
We are a group called the Academy, and we are a group of assassins. And two of our members have decided they want to tie the knot together, none of which we think is a good idea. And then, of course, the bride decides she no longer wants to live this life. And the next thing you know, she wants out, and we go to talk some sense into her. And as the body count racks up, we come to realize this is not going to be what we had hoped or expected.
And I mean, the storyline itself has so many people intrigued. You're playing one of the assassins. There's 7 deadly groomsmen. Tell us more about your role and what you enjoyed most about it.
Well, you know, in these films, they tend to be kind of simple and linear in the sense that they have one antagonist in the film. This film kind of has two, because amongst the groomsmen, there is actually not a lot of consensus about what we should do when we arrive at the house and whatnot, as we know that she's a fellow assassin. And my groomsman cannot stand the best man. I work with him, but I do not like his food. So our interbattle goes on until we both come to the realization that we need to focus, because this bride is not taking yes for an answer.
I like this turn on the wedding day, because I mean, I know you've been married for quite some time. If your wedding day would have gone down the way it does, where there's some assassins trying to take you and maybe your wife out, what would you have done?
Honestly, I am divorced, and I'm fairly certain my ex-wife tried to take me out. So yes, I'm very familiar with this plot line.
You're like, this is
I got myself in all types of trouble. I didn't even do anything, and I got into trouble. So it's a miracle I'm alive right now.
Okay, we're happy you're here today. And this film, I mean, it's from the creator of Final Destination, who does a great job of leaving moviegoers in suspense. Will we get that same sitting on the edge of our seat feeling from this movie?
Very much so. I think that's kind of the joy and excitement about this type of film. It's certainly scary. There's some moments where you jump. It's hilarious, and the action is absolutely incredible. Natalie Byrne is really a gifted athlete, and watching her stand flat-footed, jump up, and wrap her legs around somebody's head and take them down is an impressive feat. She hit me twice, by the way, on set. And after I finished crying, I called my mama and asked her to come get this white lady, because I don't need you to beat on like that. I don't need it. Me too. Me too.
It sounds like she's not someone you want to mess with.
No, she's a tough lady, and she's really a gifted athlete. So, I mean, even our kill scene with us figuring out how that was going to work out, you know, her kick was way above my head.
Way above. And I'm glad you mentioned it's a horror.
I'm 6'1", so that's impressive.
Oh, that is impressive. Okay, so she can really fly. Okay. And I'm glad you mentioned humor. I'm glad you mentioned that, because what kind of level of horror are we talking here, Orlando? Because horror films can kind of range from just a little bit scary, which is like my realm, and then there's also the like extreme where I need to go to sleep with the lights on for a few nights. So where does this one kind of fall on that range?
Right. Not that. Like, say if you don't like your significant other's friends, you're gonna love this movie, because these guys all die. It reminds me a lot of my working with Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, in the sense that there's a real love for independent filmmaking and a real love for these types of films, which are about style and music and really mixing and mashing genres. I think Timothy Woodward Jr. does an incredible job of that. Many people compare this movie to a Kill Bill, in the sense that, you know, it's the two brides that take no mess in that sense, but also it's very stylistically shot. So I kind of fell in love with the way we were going to make it, the soundtrack to it, and just the fact that it's a really fun ride. I took my 13-year-old daughter to see Barbie this weekend, and after my 6-year-old turned to me and said, "Daddy, why do they keep saying patriarchy?" I thought, maybe this isn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be.
So now it's the other movie you got to take them to. Orlando, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. You're lovely. This is super fun.
Thank you so much. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can catch your movie Till Death Do Us Part releases exclusively in theaters nationwide on Friday, August 4th.